Second man to do this was Tyson Gay, who you also previously coached. How do you kind of feel about, being the coach to be able to bring Noah to get this accomplishment here?
Well, just like anything else, at the end of the day, the athlete wins the medal, not the coach. All I'm doing is trying to get him in the right position, the right type of training, and put him in the best position possible to reach his goals. And people get that crossed up all the time, but every athlete's a little bit different. But at the end of the day, my job's to help them get here and be ready to go. Their job's to win their medal.
When you saw Noah cross the line in that 100 meters first, what was your feeling? What was going through your mind?
I was pretty damn excited. We were fired up after the semi. I was like, okay, we got a real, he's got a real shot at this one. And, once he set up the first 30 and put himself in position, I was like, oh, they're going to have to do something special to get him now. And he just moved away at the last 30 like he normally does, and won it. And, these moments don't happen all the time, and you got to savor it a little bit. But once that happened, and we got to the next stage, and the mind goes to the 200, and we move from there.
And I know, of course, the 100 is a little bit new for Noah on the world stage, but the 200, he's been here, 3-time world champion now. What is it that you tell him before the 200, considering he's been here so many times?
Yeah, it changes a little bit all the time, and there's a couple things that we'll talk about that, I won't share here right in a second, but to be honest with you, this time as he walked in, all I said was, all right, next time I see you, you're going to be 3-time world champion in the 200, and he smiled and dabbed up and went inside. So, it's, like I said, a special day, special week. Hopefully come back and USA can win the gold in the relay. The plan's for him to run, so as long as he feels okay after the night, that's what we'll do.
And then I'm just curious, of course with Noah, he'll do it. It's a team effort, so there you go.
Yep.
And I'm curious, of course with Noah, but then you also have like Jareem and Wade and Gino, right? You have a whole team of athletes who were competing here. How proud do you feel to see your athletes be able to come here to championships year after year and compete at the best of their ability?
Well, that's kind of what my job is. So, the more people I have here and the busier I am, the better jobs, we're doing. So, like I said before, my job's to work with each one of them individually, but also in a group setting, because I personally think that's the best way for sprinters to train. But at the end of the day, they're all individuals, and they all have different cues and different things we talk about as we're going through warm-ups and getting ready to run. But, me as a coach, my job is to try to get them here in the right position, the right shape, and, get them into a final. And then once they get to a final, it's up to them to see where they go.
And in the 200, are you just super confident with Noah? Like, before the golden goes off tonight, or they're...
I'm confident, sure.
Right.
He told me that relax, we were good, so that helps. But, at the end of the day, you're always a little apprehensive, a little nervous, because, there was 5 guys in that race that could really run.
Right.
It was probably one of the better 200-meter fields of all time. So, you can't get too complacent on all of that. But, once he got going and when he came up and turned and started lifting, I saw where he was at, and I started feeling a little bit better about life. So.
And when he's, pretty far ahead at the end there, are you then looking at the clock, or what are you thinking then?
Nah, I don't look at the clock. I just make sure he gets across the line. I had Shawnee in 17 clear the field and tripped with 20 meters to go and ended up 4th. So yeah, until they cross the line, I don't say too much. So, and then like I said, time's time. There's a lot of things that go into a time, weather conditions, time of year, fitness level. It's been, as you know, really hot here, so that drains them. You're warming up 6 different times plus what you've done coming into the meet. So, the body's naturally going to drain. So whatever, when you're trying to double or anything else, you're just trying to get them there in the best shape they can. And with him, just put him in a position, hopefully put him in a position that he can do what he does and win the race.
You have the medals? Can you get the times? Can you get the world records?
Yeah, I think the world record's something he can definitely do. But like I said before, it's going to have to be the right environment, the right situation, the right time of year, and the right weather conditions. This is an enclosed stadium. It's pretty damn hot here, and you're not getting any wind assistance either on the bend or on the straight. So all those play into effect. But can he? Has he got that kind of ability? I sure think so. As he gets better in the 100 meters, that helps. Will he? Time will tell. We get the right day at the right time. It's a possibility.
Are you already thinking ahead to next year?
Right this second? No. I'm thinking ahead of getting some sleep right this very minute. But honestly, this year's not over yet. He still has a couple races to run while we're in Europe. He's got a relay to run tomorrow. Hopefully everything goes well on that, and you know, they get him Tom in a position that he can take care of things. If he runs, I got to see him after this, make sure he's feeling fine. Yeah, we'll start talking about next year. You know, probably in the next week or two, we'll look back at, you know, how the training cycles lined up. You know, it was a very good meet. He came here in great shape. You know, he took care of business, and you know, probably won't change a lot, but we'll change a little bit because each year there's always something that you can get better.
And the fact he won the 100, does that change how you'll approach next year? I mean, there's no doubt, right, that you'll do the double. I mean,
first of all, you got to make it through the U.S. trials. So
right.
Until that happens, I don't talk about the Olympics. You know, right now the plan, unless something drastically changes or you know something's not right going into it, the plan will be to go to the trials and run the 1 and 2, and you know, if he makes the team in both, then we'll talk about the Olympics.
Do you ever get nerves still when you're like seeing Noah on the line in the 200? Like, how are you feeling in terms of nerves?
I'm fine once they get to the line. The whole build-up part of it, you know, gets a little nervy because, you know, once you send them in, there's not much you can do with them. You know, it's on them, and you know, it's great up until that point. Then you get a little nervous and a little anxiety going, but you know, you're not human if you don't. So it's, you know, just part of it. But yeah, I mean, felt good, but at the same time, you're always just a little apprehensive about everything that can go on.
Do you think Noah wants to, or do you think Noah can transcend sport outside of athletics? Become bigger perhaps, certain athletes of their generation?
No, he's a track and field athlete. That's what he does. That's who he is. There's no need for him doing anything.
What do you think is the world record shot in because it talks about the people?
Yeah, well, I mean, you need to have goals in life, and that's his goal, is to get that record. You know, like I said before, we're doing everything we can to go towards it. He's got to get faster, which he's doing. You know, part of the sports progression over time, and continuing to check those boxes as he goes through, and you know, that's a goal, and it's something that's realistic. Now, will it happen? We'll see, but it is a realistic goal.
Congrats, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.